to get like a lower graded. I'm gonna work my way up, but I got your 2000 cards. I was really excited to have it.
Yeah, where'd you find that?
I had Philly, so it's really interesting. But
They want to give that one away.
No.
They don't want any Tom Brady's in those Philly
They,
cards.
oh my gosh, they're crazy on the Eagles.
They love their Eagles.
They love
that's
their
shit,
Eagles.
You know, that's what I love about sports and all the fans. They love the team they root for.
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of a diehard fanatics type, religion.
Definitely. I got to get like a lower graded. I'm going to work my way up, but I got your 2000 cards. I was really excited to have it.
Yeah, where'd you find that?
I had Philly, so it's really interesting. But
They want to give that one away.
No.
They don't want any Tom Brady's in those.
Bowman's Best. Bowman's Best is a product that was super hot in the 90s. Then they discontinued it to 2015. And in 2015, they re-released it, and it really hit its stride in 2018. 2018 Bowman's Best is a fantastic set. You have Juan Soto, you have Ronald Acuna Jr., you have Shohei Ohtani, Rafael Devers, and other rookies that are very valuable and chased. And the way Bowman's Best works is they take the best players that are like veterans, the best rookies, and the best prospects.
Can you hear me? Anybody hear me? Can you hear me? No audio. Can you hear me? Anybody? Video, but not professor. Unfucking real. What the hell? A's. I don't understand. Yes, I think I left and came back. I don't know. I was messing. We hear you. We hear me. Hey now, Jesus, unreal. First 9 minutes, 7 minutes, you can't even hear me. Unreal. I don't know. I was messing with the audio settings to try to fix the echo, and it's going to go deeper, and I thought I'm going to restart my computer, so I didn't have time. And I think because I disabled and enabled and blah, 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 and so that must be the reason when I was still in this StreamYard. So I think I had to leave, come back. You can hear me. That was crazy. Unreal. Let's share the screen. I'm going to, wow. Somehow there's still 45 people to start the show. Let's go. Let's keep it up. We got the World Series starting. Let me share my screen, gather my thoughts. I didn't see that coming. Wow. All right. Share the screen, bucko. Share, enter, share screen, entire screen. This one. I tried to ad-lib and play a video, and then Frank tells me I'm good. I'm not good. It wasn't good. I knew I was going to try to give you. I knew you could hear the audio of them. You couldn't hear me. We're going to start quick. 702-483-7344. Give a rant, leave a voicemail. The voicemail segments are fun. What will the sports card landscape look like in 5 years? Talk about whatever you want. That's what I'm asking. What else do we have? The Hobby Pulse Check every Saturday morning. We'll do the first 10 episodes with these guys. I like to rotate them, get some new faces, maybe keep one or two of them for the next 10 episodes. The last thing I wanted to mention, where is it? Right here. I got good feedback from not delisting the lives, not unlisting them. So speak of Ohtani, he's up. They're going to need Ohtani. That's why you didn't even hear my rant, but they will need Ohtani to hit tonight. No doubt. Keeping the lives good. Keep it live. I got to gather. Give me a second. Wow. All right. Anything else? No. So yes, I'm not going to disappoint. I did it, took a little different angle. Let's reset after a weird start. Ohtani 0-2 to lead off the inning. He's count 0-2. I have many more. I didn't count, but I'm assuming we have 40 or 50 names tonight faces, and we made wrestling stables or factions. Who are these people with? So we have the corporation, the firm, the algorithm army, vintage and vibes, scrub club, company men, reality check, the lady shill, and finally our favorite, the shillbillies, the smile and sell syndicate. So this is what we'll do tonight. I think it should be fun. It would, if I pieced out everyone live, I wouldn't, this took me a moment. This took some thought. There was no way I was going to be able to move characters from here on over. But you can see, what do we have? We have 4, I don't know, somehow or another, we have close to 40 or 50 different. Oh, and a spoiler alert, no. Ohtani strikes out, swing and a miss. So I think it's more fun to go through not the whole each one at one time, but maybe mix it up. So let's just start obviously with the corporation. Let's start with our first character, Mike Mahan, CEO of Fanatics Collectible. He's enjoying the spotlight right now. He's enjoying schmoozing, showing his face, hanging with the big wigs. Will he enjoy it forever? Will he be there forever? What we see with these companies and Fanatics and other companies is they won't be there forever. They'll be gone. eBay is still noise dated. Not me. I'm good. Team Scrub Club. That's right. We'll go over Scrub Club. So if our first he's not really making content, but he's out there. Let's do the firm. Make sure you pay your taxes. So the IRS man, who's our first in the firm? We have good old Gary V. Gary wants a part of the action. He wants so badly to be relevant in sports cards or in cards. And so his thing is V-Friends, and maybe there's a little hype for it. Will V-Friends be relevant in the long run with everything else? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we have, again, not making a ton of content, but when he puts himself out there, yeah, the corporation we're going to go over first, because it's not people making content. Our boy Rick Probstein, Michael Rubin. Let's stop there. Probstein's interesting because he was the highest seller on eBay, or one of the biggest seller sports cards on eBay, and then he decides to move over. And I don't think he's good. How do you compete with eBay? eBay is partnered with PSA Vault. I think it's an interesting move. There just must be so much money when you're doing it yourself without all the red tape or fees or whatever else. Also, was there something he got pushed out of eBay? Because it just doesn't completely make sense why this guy who's doing very well just consigning on eBay is now opening his own little website that's got tons of competition. I mean, just absolute competition. Halloween, Game 6 of the World Series. Yamamoto pitching for the Dodgers. And so, and then we have Michael Rubin, who's running the show. He owns everything. He wants to own more. Will he sell the company? Is he in it for the long run? Who knows? But I think it's kind of universal thought that it's always better when there's competition. I mean, people understand when there's just one person or one group getting to run so much of something. Well, it's always better when there's other avenues, other competition sprouts better products, innovation. And so, that would be our argument with Michael Rubin. And finally, we have probably my least favorite of the bunch, Mr. Ken Golden, or my favorite, depending on content wise. But he's just, at this point, it's a joke. It's a clown show. It's a circus. And he's welcoming the circus, no doubt. I think, do we have one more guy in there? Oh, yeah, good old Nat Turner. I've never seen so much support for someone so corporate. I mean, the people in this hobby that you talk to just, Nat Turner, he's a collector. He brings a collector mentality to PSA. I mean, I don't agree with what PSA is doing right now. And I read around. I'm not the only one with these thoughts. I'm not even talking about my viewership. I read the internet. You go to the internet, another strikeout, 2 strikeouts in a row for Guzman, Kevin Guzman, how you want to say it. But the internet also is not happy or sees some weirdness with what PSA has decided to do over the past 6 months to year. And that's a Nat Turner thing, even though he is a collector. He's also looking at this as how can we make it a one-stop shop? So this is the corporation. Don't let them fool you. They are all in, beyond all in. And this is our first stable unveiling, the corporation. The Firm. I already showed Gary V. He's not necessarily content creators. Brian Lee is right. Oh no, Brian Gray. Excuse me, Brian. Get him mixed up. Brian Lee is the owner of Arena Club. This is our boy Brian Gray, who has some substance when he talks. Definitely has a lot of opinions. Definitely good, articulate, energetic, somewhat entertaining when he talks. But he's also buying and selling. He's also connected to possibly Fanatics or some of these other companies as an advisor. So, I mean, it's all these firm stuff. They're all biased. They're all doing the bidding or talking of the above the corporation. They're just a separate faction, a separate stable. We also have our guy, Josh Luber, who he kind of got kicked out of the group almost. And now his thing is toys. He's trying to make a toy line. Good luck with that shit. Come back, Buster. I'll be back 2 hours. Normally the show runs 2 hours. I got about an hour of this. Hopefully we get some callers. We have the World Series next to us. You'll be answering the door for Halloween, looking at the costumes. Yesterday was really nice. It's the Halloween festival. So, you stay 2 hours after, you play games and this. And so you get to see families and students outside of the classroom and in more fun environment. And it was very good vibes, good fun. So that's how I celebrated Halloween last night. Who's our last in the firm? Oh, this guy is I don't even know his damn name, but I believe he's the president or some CEO of the Whatnot Sports Division. And we all see Whatnot. He's supposed to be some high end, came from another background, supposed to be so legitimate. And well, Whatnot is any $11.5 billion valuation. My ass. Whatnot is anything but legit. I mean, this guy should answer some hard questions because the product that you're pushing out there is garbage and young men are just trying to make easy money. And we all know this, how that story goes. It doesn't go well. Now we get into the content creators. Now we get to have a little more fun. All right. So the Dodgers go 1-2-3. The long game. It's a long game, but we have the Algorithm Army, Vintage and Vibes, the Scrub Club. If you're just joining us, Company Men. You couldn't hear me for the first 7 minutes. Unreal. Not sure why. Technical difficulties. Left, came back. Of course it works. Seems to be the fix for anything in life. Reality Check. The Lady Shill, and finally the one we all want to see, the Smile and Sell Syndicate, our Shillbillies. What do we got? I have some voicemails. I think Ruggs might have been drunk last night. He left 4 voicemails, so we'll get into those, not all one at a time. I might just go through the show and play them as we go, not one segment. We only have one other caller outside of that. Let's take that. Let's do that message now, and then we'll unveil some of these factions or stables in the content world.
Professor, I'm calling you from outside a FedEx building. I just picked up my goddamn tins from Tops. However, my advent calendar is not here yet. It doesn't come till tomorrow. I just drove 1 hour through traffic to pick up my damn tins, and they want me to come back tomorrow. Why, you ask, Professor? Well, that's because some ass clown at Tops keeps shipping my packages that clearly state P.O. Box on them with FedEx, and FedEx doesn't deliver to P.O. boxes. So here I am again, outside of FedEx. I'll be back tomorrow to get my other package. Oh, by the way, that was for the baseball calendars. The basketball calendars, they ship those USPS. What the fuck? What's going on here, Professor? Tops is incompetent, and I'm buying their product.
They're all incompetent, and we're all buying. You're all, well, not me. I'm buying different product, but you're all buying. A lot of people are buying the product. I don't know. It sounded kind of like somebody we know. Sounded kind of like somebody we don't know. I'm not sure. Here's Ruggs. Let's listen to one from Ruggs. Oh God, they're a little long. 1 minute, 39 seconds, 48 in a minute. I think he was having some fun last night. I don't know. Let's get a vibe for one of them. I might not play the whole thing. It's a minute, and then we're gonna unveil some of this Algorithm Army.
What's up, Prof? This is Ruggs.
Ruggs, thanks for always being here. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for your kind emails, the knowledge, information. Let's see what he has to say.
I just wanted to call and give you my support, man. I love watching your show. I could break into many things. I won't. I was watching a dude today show off a fucking rainbow. And you look at that rainbow and you don't realize that there's fucking millions of those. Sorry for the language.
Hey now.
Yeah, dude, I just
Springer's in the
it's
lineup. He's batting.
unbelievable what like I get that you somehow got the 101, but like I don't know, man. I got this feeling that there's like the 50.
Oh, I know. I hit my first 1 of 1. Well, it's all a hype machine. It's all FOMO. It's all people not having a clue. I hit my first 1 of 1. Oh my God, I must have made it now. I'm a somebody. I did something. It's $150. I'm the man. It was all worth it.
It's like, yeah, the 50, kinda. Like, I can stamp a piece of shit with .999 gold, spray paint it, and like, in theory, it is that. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Appreciate your
Absolutely.
shows, dude. I was just
I know.
figured I'd call. It's nonsense. Cheers, bro.
Cheers. Drink a little water of that and let's unveil. All right, Ruggs, thanks for calling in. He has a couple more he left. The corporation. I don't know, man. I don't really trust this group. How about yourself? I'm not really loving what this group's doing. How about yourself? The firm. They want it so bad. They want it so bad. And this guy, I might need to do some more research. This big old shiny smile. He's his product of Whatnot Sports sucks. Garbage, terrible. All right. Now let's not make some friends. I won't win anybody over tonight. The first algorithm army who was here in the comments a minute ago when you couldn't hear me. Don't know if he's still here. We got our boy Neo, and it doesn't have to be negative. Some of these people on here I've chatted with, and they're good people, but that's an error, I think, on the Dodgers. Man on first. 1 out. Might be hit a single. I caught the end of it. But Neo is our first of this algorithm army, leading the way, doing well with his algorithm play. And we have Neo Cards and Comics for the algorithm army. Who has joined his force? Well, let's do one of these vintage and vibes first. Our first vintage and vibes. This guy, it's confusing because there's some guy in the chat whose name's Southern Collector, but it's not this guy over here who's also Southern Collector. Now, he doesn't have a ton of subscribers, but this is kind of a little vintage team that's building up here, and he's one of these guys on that vintage squad. So anyways, they're 2 separate people. Guy in the chat who does want to call in, and we'll give him some time, but it's not this Southern Collector who's seeing a little push from the vintage content world. We'll do the next stable to Scrub Club. Let's reveal our first scrub. And come on now. And I think every stable I have an Ad King label for somebody. And Tyler Tarver, excuse me. He definitely wins there. Tyler Tarver, to me, I'm going to get, he's a good dude. He's a professor or teacher, or I don't know if that's true. I know he has some, I don't know, maybe at one time in his life. I know his channel was some math 16 years ago, and he changed it now to sports cards. So I don't know how real any of that stuff is, but I just, he has a weird way. I don't like it, the way he's opening the Toy Right stuff of Josh Luber and loving it. He's just pumpy, so happy and smiley, and using his kids for content. You'll notice a theme on this one. Kids for content puts you on the Scrub Club. I mean, I know there's others that feel the same way. So it's not just me, but it's just total BS. It's total emotional manipulation using the kids. And it's also another angle that you're bringing kids into a hobby that a lot of people think is a gamble and maybe not the best place to be putting all your time and effort. Why don't you do that in another space at that age? We have the company men. So the Scrub Club, that's my take on Tyler Tarver. Not a huge fan. But you can see we have a lot of different creators on this list. We're going to go over a lot of different people who makes what team. The company men, reality check. We have four in the reality check space. The lady shill, good old Chelsea Green. Oh, wait. And then our favorite, the best, the Smile and Sell Syndicate, our Atlanta Shillbillies.
Jeff Wilson talking Marcus he don't own. Flexing fake views like he's sitting on the throne. Car collector 2 and pack, but stacking up the dough. Buying block twitch just to keep that ego on blow. Game show host, car dealer, web boss, woman, cool shields every pack like there's nothing else to do. Hyping that bubble till it pop and you lose. Atlanta Shield Billies coming in, expose the rules. Atlanta Hillbillies, yeah, we run this HQ. Sports Car HQ, we see right through you.
All right, that's our Showbillies, inspired by our good friend Bob Boozle. Let's do it. Our next, why don't we stick with the Algorithm Army? You know, I mean, you already know. I'm gonna wait for the chat. If Neo is here, who's gonna be right next to our guy Neo? And I got to be honest, I respect Neo's content a bit more than my second person here in the Algorithm Army, but this guy's pushing, he's not stopping, he's on the mission, and he makes the second partner, his tag team partner, if you will, in the Algorithm Army. And Neo called it. He's here in the chat here. I have to not hold back. I mean, I can't hold back, although Neo's here, I got to be honest. But yes, Dusty Buns, good old Dustin, is the ad king of this group. Sports Card Dad, you nailed it. I didn't even have to say it. We have good old Dustin, Sports Card Dad, is the second member of our Algorithm Army. The other two will throw you off. You're not going to be able to guess the other two. The other two are also part of my Algorithm Army, but a bit different than our guys Neo and Dustin. I have to, Neo, I'm glad he's here, because I want to say the last time I had you, you came on after I talked shit earlier. You didn't hear what I said. But I felt like I broke the code. Neo was laughing. Neo was talking shit. Neo, I swear, Neo talked more in that 5-10 minutes than he does on his live with the guys. So I don't know. I felt like there was a little bit more of a bond there at the end, and maybe I'm way off, but I just felt like it was opened up Neo a bit. We'll save the other two. We'll do another vintage and vibes. We'll start over here. Let's continue down. Let's go with the bottom. So it's another one of these vintage guys. You might join his channel for the vibes. We have Junk Wax Hero. And I think they're all kind of teaming up a little bit to do something in the vintage content world, make a little group. And so part of that group, I believe, is Southern Collector, and part of that group is Junk Wax Hero. And so they're in our vintage and vibes crew. 0-0, top of the second. Looks like Mookie Betts is up, 0-2 count, big swing and a foul ball. So the pitchers are on right now early in the game. Junk Wax Hero Vintage Vibes. I wouldn't say I judge any of these Vintage Vibes. I don't look at it as a negative faction at all or anything like that. Is their content a little boring? I mean, I think that's fine and a good, fair to say. Or do they have a loyal viewership that love hearing some of that card talk or some of those stories? Yes, they seem to have they definitely have a loyal following and base that's organic and real and community based. And so Junk Wax Hero fits that list under vintage and vibes. Our Scrub Club. Let's add another to the Scrub Club. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Roth Cards, I mean, he has a following. 15-year-old kids like Roth Cards. They believe in Roth Cards, and they think that's what's cool. They think they are going to get there off selling sports cards. They hold their nose high to any card under $10,000. And I just can't stand the content. It comes off as fake. It comes off as the wrong reason to be in cards. It comes off as such BS trash. And for that, he makes the Scrub Club.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Mamma mia! Stop, thank you. Mookie Betts has had a bad World Series. All right, the Company Men. What do we have? 8 people in Company Men. 4 in Reality Check. 3 in the Lady Shill. 6 in the Smile and Sell Syndicate. And I'm just going to tell you now, let's put it out there now. These 5 guys, I couldn't fit in anything. I couldn't find them. Maybe they're like the Outcast or the Hardcore. I don't know. They're AEW. I don't know what this group is here, but that's Scotty B, American Arbitrage, the Blabbin Sports Card guys, and Phil at the bottom, a part of that group. And I just didn't know which faction, and maybe you'll tell me at the end. I'll roll back to them at the end. Maybe you can tell me where you think they belong, but I had the hardest time with them. I think the Algorithm Army is kind of the most fun right now. So let's unveil our third. There's only 4 members in this group, and the other 2 are a bit different than Neo and Dustin. I wouldn't even link Neo. The only commonality Neo and Dustin have is they make content daily and they're on the show together, but their content's vastly different. It's far different. Dustin, he doesn't want to hear it, and he asked me the question, but it's like he just took ads way too soon. Neo has been under the radar with it. He built community and a loyal following and a base for over time. And that's just a little, it eases the viewer a bit on the ad. And that's why, Neo doesn't have that ad king. Our third is If Sports Cards. Now, or if Sports Cards, I think that's what it's called. He's been doing the same thing where the top hits of the week for many, many years now, and he hasn't slowed down. It's not easy content to make, and he also has the thing where he's opening packs with his wife, but it's definitely, I got to put him somewhere. I also struggled a little where to fit him in, and so these last two I actually struggled quite a bit where to throw them, and I figured, okay, the algorithm army is where we go. So we have Neo, Dustin, If Sports Cards. Let's do another of Vintage Vibes. Let's just keep it rolling. We've been on 31 minutes. You couldn't hear me the first 8 minutes. Annoy says, If Sports Cards uses his wife for views. Neo is better at YouTube content, not just dude talking at a camera. I agree that he's better at the content, but he follows it. He's right about that. Just talking. Here's my wonder. And Neo does, I'm sure, do his research. And I don't understand Dustin, but before I make any video, I spend an hour to an hour and a half just in research, just getting to know the topic really well. Not that I already don't. I wouldn't broach the subject if I already didn't have an opinion or thoughts. But whenever I go into a video, I'm spending an hour to an hour and a half just in deep research and figuring out the best way to present it as well. And so it's just interesting that, I know Dustin has told me, hey, behind the scenes, and maybe I should, whatever, but it's hard when you're going to spend 2 to 3 hours making 5 videos. I mean, I spend 2 to 3 hours almost in research in one video. And so it's just crazy to me, and it's still successful and it still does well. And if they could cut that time down and be more efficient with their life, we all have lives to live. But I just don't, it boggles my mind that nah, man, just the first hour of any creation of a video is spent in research. Anyways, Vintage and Vibes. Let's unroll our good old boy, Orlando. I love Orlando. Orlando's going to call in on Tuesday. Petty and Orlando will call in Tuesday. We'll do a show with them. I really respect Orlando's thoughts and views and hope Orlando's feeling well. He's probably out there watching Game 6 of the World Series. Big game. Still 0-0, top of the second. Orlando is our next partner in Vintage and Vibes, where it's just mainly their vintage channels. You're there for the vibes. They're not huge channels, but they do have a real loyal small base, and that base could always grow as vintage becomes more of a thing, or people age into vintage. But they've kind of taken this space now, and Orlando, a viewer of the channel, always here. He's here today. There he is. I'll be live Tuesday. So Orlando, appreciate you, your thoughts. This is our Vintage and Vibes crew, and I tried to fit as many creators in tonight's show as possible because that's always fun. And so next to Orlando, who is next to Orlando? Petty doesn't have a show. Petty would have made himself on this list. So Mike Petty, shout out to Petty. He'll be calling in Tuesday. That'll always be fun. Yin and yang, as they put it, with those two. We have Mangini in the middle. So Mangini, part of Vintage and Vibes, always posting content. He probably could have been a part of that algorithm army, but we'll put him in Vintage and Vibes. Let's finish off the algorithm army. This is someone I also respect their voice, their thought, their substance, their content. He's taking the algorithm YouTube approach. And hey, good. It's good for content. It's good for his stuff. It's working. But our final guy, who I do respect what he has to say quite a bit, I had to put him somewhere. It was hard to put some of these guys into a stable. And so I'm putting Trike, our good friend Troy, in the algorithm army, just because his content, he is very aware of what's going to work and what's not going to work and what's going to play. And so some of his content is definitely driven towards, the YouTube algorithm. So these are our 3 full factions, stables so far: the corporation, the firm, the algorithm army, and we're still unveiling the rest. But it's, it was fun. If I did this live and move people, it never would have worked. So I figured covering the faces. Let's finish, I think, Vintage and Vibes. Then we'll get to some more dirty, or I wouldn't say dirty, but voices that have to be biased or can't say the full truth. By the way, Gio released earlier today, and he messaged me yesterday. Oh God, you're shilling Gio, But he messaged me yesterday. He said he's going to call me today. He never called. Maybe he'll call during the live. But he said the Topps news thing, and he echoed this on his. Then he had Boston fucking Card Hunter on. Bro, you got to pick I don't say you have to pick a side, but it's like when it just delegitimizes the content. When you see someone you don't trust, or you see someone coming on to shows that you don't find reliable. On a live, it's a bit different. I think he might have been live. So I will give him, if someone called here, I'd always take their call and battle back. It was a little bit of belly rubbing there that Gio doesn't like. But he was talking about, Topps is not buying Panini. It's fake news. It was the first person to reference it was referencing an article from 3 years ago. And he, according to Geo, everyone else is just running with that first guy that's referencing this article from 3 years ago. So hopefully maybe we'll get Geo in to explain himself, but that's what he's saying. Boston Card Hunter. I didn't even put him on a list, did I? I didn't put him on one. He'd be on the Scrub Club. Oh, and I know he reached out one time and said he likes the content. So God, it's not easy. It's not easy being honest. It's not easy being honest. I'll tell you. I normally don't talk in real life. What's the point of ruffling feathers? Sorry. Scrub Club number 3. Oh man, one of the worst. Oh no, I undid that. Reopen, close tab. One of the worst in the industry, no doubt. Absolutely. Just not good for sports cars.
Not only are you a hot dog, a grandstand, or a showboat, and a prima donna, but you're a liar too.
I think the following is more in TCG, but there's just new people in sports cards that don't understand, don't get and maybe you could say, you don't understand, Prof, you don't get it. No, man, touching up cards, fucking with cards, soaking cards, touching up corners, cracking cards so you get better grades by messing with them, putting them in the freezer, putting clamps on them. Nah, bro, all bad. Disgusting. I made videos on it a couple years ago, and who came out and commented? All the Kurt's Card Care bros. Bad for the sport. Bad to set the precedent of, hey, we could touch up all the cards. Let's soak cards. Let's fuck with old cards, history. This is what we're going to do. Ultra modern, whatever. It's all BS anyways. You want to touch up some ultra modern. It's already should come out at 10. So their argument is, oh, we got an 8. It should come out at 10. But the history stuff, leave my shit alone, man. It's just bad. And he just loves it. He loves it too much. Get a real job. Do something real selling your Kurt's Card Care garbage. I hate it. Whoops. Wrong one. All right. You live and you learn. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Let's continue with the Scrub Club because it's very obvious. This guy's really trying to grow. He's really, at first I only saw him on Facebook and maybe I didn't see him on Instagram. Maybe you did, but now he's really trying to push his YouTube. He's really trying to push fake views on his live, fake calls. There's no one in his chat. The calls are clearly not, you see how it is. You don't get sharp, boom, 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 easy flowing conversations with real raw calls. Like, it's just not how it goes down. It's just bullshit. When I commented one time, it wasn't live. I commented, I was at work. I saw him live. He goes live in the morning. No one in his chat, even though there's supposedly 41 people in there. Maybe, what do you know? It's hard to get 41 people in your live. Ziggy went live the other night. He had 1 or 2 people in there. It's not easy. It's bullshit, this guy. And I think his game plan is, let's make it professional. Let's make it clean looking. Someone's going to support me. I'm going to get a sponsor. I'm going to get bought out. I'm going to be someone's voice. I'm going to be someone's puppet. But even Trike Troy, who's a gentle soul and doesn't really have bad things to say about anybody, I asked him what content he doesn't like. And the name that came out of his mouth was Eric Michael. It's the worst content in sports cards. And he's really trying to make himself look so good and so professional, even though there's zero substance. He wants you to go buy 2 rookie cards. He has a program he sells you. The program, the high end is $10,000 course. Good luck with that, bro. Terrible. These 3 in the corner all have a similar thing. I don't watch their content. It's pushed to me on social media. Who is this? This one's Talon. And everything that's pushed to me on the social media is them at a card show. It's all rinse and repeat. And I know they do other things, or always see them at the show. It's what they're doing off camera, what they don't put on. Dude, it's all phony. It's all to create a customer. It's all to look good. It's all emotional manipulation. It's all bullshit. As other viewers have commented or said, if you want to do something nice, what you do nice is off camera. You don't need to put it on camera. Once you put it on camera, then you do it over and over and over and over. They're trying to work a formula for business. They're trying to get teens. They're trying to get younger people as customers. And then they're trying to get your sympathy or your empathy on the content side. And if you don't realize that, you want me to get a little emotional or passionate, you're a fool. I have plenty of people now that have backed my side, and maybe some people take it harder than others. The people using that, Tyler Tarver, Talon, the other 2 will unveil here. It's emotional manipulation. It's a content ploy. It's them trying to mess with your brain. And if you don't see it that way, fine, but it's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. They're farming content of this sort to try for business. I mean, it's just 100% the truth. It makes them look good. There's no possible downside until people like me or you see through their hot shit. Let's unveil the other two because they're right there with them. Santiago Sports Cards and this guy's King of Cards. And so, I love King of Cards. I like King of Cards. He's a good guy. He comes off as nice. He's a good guy. You know what? Change your content. Do your nice things off camera. Save it for yourself. We all do nice things. They all don't need to go on camera. If it's complete bullshit, it's a complete lie. It's to make themselves look good to the 19-year-old out there that doesn't know any better, or the 23-year-old that out there that doesn't know. Oh, look, he gave me $100 card. He wouldn't buy my cards. My cards stank to him. You don't want them. That out of 50 Justin Jefferson rookie, it's not good enough for them. But they gave me a free card and they put it on their video. How cool! I love them. I'm gonna buy from them from now on. So cool. They're such good guys. They have my best interests. They just care for me so much. They really want me to succeed. They want me to do well. Fuck no, bro. They want your business. They want your business. They want to have that emotional pull on you, how good of a guy this is, giving away free cards. Nothing in life is free. And why has this hobby become free? Because they need to market it. They need to make it look big. They need to make themselves look good. So that's why they make the Scrub Club. Oh boy, he's a little bit irrelevant at the moment. Is how you say that word? I assume that just sounds how you pronounce it, right? But C-Blez, when he went on to Sports Card Radio Live, big big. Oh yeah, we all thought he was kind of a dumbass, and then he went on there, and boy, I mean, they didn't even have to eat him up. He ate himself up. If you never saw it, it's a shame. But he's Blez's younger brother, and I have the theory that about this time, C-Blez moved to sports gambling content. He was making plays, selling you his picks, showing he's a big shot. I have a theory that the smart one, of course, it's not a theory. The smart one is his older brother, who's a professional poker player, Blez. Don't remember the first name or the letter. But that one, I have a theory. He saw what was happening. He told C-Blez, bro, you got to get out of the card business. You got to lay low. You got to pivot. You're giving you're not doing us any favors over here in our business. And so C-Blez is no longer a face of that. Although for a moment there, he was the face of Blez breaking. And quickly that changed, and I think it changed because he was making a fool of it, and he doesn't come off as the sharpest guy representing the company. And his older smart brother told him, bro, you're bad for business. Keep on moving. Pivot to sports betting. The last of the Scrub Club. Come on now. Could we not? Mamba cards. Terrible. Just terrible. Someone, do I want to... Let's just say a little birdie told me all those houses, all those cars, they're not owned. Yes, none of that's owned. The whales are wannabe whales. That's the best line I ever heard. That's why I knew Beckett was a real one. That's why I knew I wanted to keep talking with Dr. Beckett. The way he did that, because he was fighting everything I was saying, taking the other side. That's fine. But then finally, 15, 17 minutes, the whales are wannabe whales. Ooh, okay. Now I have someone we could work with. Now I have okay, I see what page we're on. You have friends in some places. You got to be, you're connected. You have some good, good people, by the way. I'm sure he is. I think he knows good people in the industry. But he also has to admit that there's a lot of clowns. And these are them. What do we got? What are we doing here? We're 45 minutes in. Kike Hernandez is up to bat. I changed the aerial. I have a little more room here now to my right. A little crowded in here, but it's much better setup. And so we have no out. Pitchers have been on it. Let's just put it that way. It's been a pitching duel so far. Let's check chat, and then we'll do some more. He'll be on. Let's give Orlando some love. He'll be on Hobby Hotline tomorrow at 11 a.m. 2. I don't do the Hobby Hotline, but I have had people talk to me about it. Someone says Mangini, so maybe either Mangini from me pointing it out or Mangini here. Spike in the Grail Hunter. Does Gio message the way he talks? Midlife is awesome. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving. What's Neo? Something that's not true. Not sure what he's saying. What am I getting timed out? Somebody feeling got hurt. A lot. Oh my God, I'm way far behind. You say crazy stuff, but then just change. Well, first of all, Mikey, it's a 2-hour show, and no one wants I've mentioned before, I kind of got an ADHD brain. We have the World Series here. I have 50 people I want to unveil. I have a chat. I have other things I want to get to. I have a voicemail. I have people that call in live. So there's just a lot going on, and I like to keep it moving. I don't want to stick to one subject. Now, there is a live call-in button. You could call in live. You could call the message voicemail if you don't want to call in live, and I will answer whatever beef you have, but I want to keep the show moving. I don't want to stay put on one thing forever. And to say it's crazy, I'll back anything I say. Let's have a conversation. I don't find any of it to be crazy. I find it to be true, and some people think true is crazy or wrong. Or I come off as an asshole because, but that, I'm just trying. I feel it's more important to say how I feel and be honest. Oh, Kike Hernandez with the double here with one out. But I just find it more important to be say how I feel and be truthful. And that's what you guys want to hear anyways. You don't want to hear the corporate view. You don't come to me to hear the corporate side or that side. You come to me to hear a different take, and everything I say is how I feel. I'm not hamming it up. So what do we have? We did the Algorithm Army, our Scrub Club. He must be a scrub. He's a fan. This guy's a fan of somebody on here. He rubs up his cards with Kurt's Card Care. He joins the live with Eric Michael. Maybe he's the caller that calls into Eric Michael. I'm messing around. Chill out. It's funny. Relax. Company men. Let's start with the most obvious. The most the most familiar to, if you're watching this channel, Mr. Geo. He's a company man. He tries his best to stay a middle lane, or tries his best to call out things when he doesn't like them. But at the end of the game, he's a company man. He's in on this. He wants it to do well. He's invested in it doing well, and he has some more company men takes. So the rest of the guys on this list, I can't say I like as much as Geo. They wouldn't come on and take heat from some random Joe and let them, go off on him. But Geo does, and Geo listens and lets you bitch at somebody in this company men group. And for that, I love it and respect it. And so Geo is our first company man. And I think it looks like you agree. Let's do one more of the company man, and then we'll jump around a little. I don't know who's under this face here. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know where to put Mojo. He didn't quite fit anywhere, but come on. He's making arena club videos with the toilet in the background. The bro's a company man. He wants to open a card shop. He wants any sponsor. He wants to shake your hand at the National. This is what a company man does. The man is a company man. Not, he just takes for, but got to be a little biased. He wants to be all in. It's his job. He was his full-time living. And Mojo, yeah, he's a bit of a crybaby. Scrub, I don't put him on the same list as using. Maybe he does use kids. I'm not. Card collector who's got to be on this list, right? I feel like I maybe didn't put him. He's got to be somewhere. Let's jump around. I say things crazy and move too fast, but there's 50 people. What do you want me to do? 10 minutes on 50 people. We'll be here 6 hours and no one will be watching. It's good to keep it moving. Reality check time. There's one obvious. The other three I kind of fit in here, but there's one obvious reality check time. It's very obvious. Maybe chat can guess who my first reality check is.
Give me a hell yeah. What?
Whoops a daisy. It's Dan the Card Man. Dan the Card Man calls it out. Sure, Mikey, fine. I don't know. What do you want from me? What do you want me to do? Be different? I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. And I'm okay with that, Mikey. I'm going to live with that. I'm using logic and you're not. I'm using my brain and you're not. I'm coming up with good thoughts and research and opinions, and you're not. So, Mikey, have your take. Say what you want to say. I think you're wrong. You could think I'm wrong. I back my shit up with 30, 40 hours of work, conversations, research. People in the chat know I talk to some of you, some of them on a daily. Some of them hit me up daily with different thoughts and messages. And you know what? I know it's not just me that thinks this, because people email me saying they think the same fucking thing. So we're allowed to disagree. But when you say it's crazy and I move on, so be it. Then that's going to be my style. And if you don't like my style, leave the fucking room. And don't kick him out. He hasn't said anything crazy. He's allowed to. So fine, I'm going over 50 guys, but you're wrong in here. There's no need for you to be here. Why are you here? Because I make some smart content, or I try to make content at least. I try to make it a YouTube channel. I try to throw in some entertainment value. And if you don't like it, then sucks for you. Mikey's delivering your pizza. That's fucked up. Fucked up. Sorry. Nothing wrong with delivering pizza. Rich people own their assets. They don't use them as props on videos. All right. It's a grifter move. It's to look good, to look big. You ask any of those guys in the comments who got some money, they own their fucking house. And they don't use it as a prop. And they don't put cars to make themselves look like a bigwig. So we found out his sensitive subject. He's a Mamba Mamba card fan. All right. Yep. You're not going to like my shit then, bro. If you like what he's putting out, of course you're not supposed to be here. You're not going to like what I have to say. Our first lady shill. Calm down. Calm down, Professor. Calm down. Something's sitting how I'm sitting. My right hand is kind of falling asleep. Some nerves, getting older. My friend's doctor told him at 40, the warranty runs out. I mean, that's just such a great line. At 40, the warranty runs out. And that seems to be a very honest, truthful take from a doctor that you don't get enough. Our girl, Mary Gamble. She's all of a sudden with Tom Brady. She's all of a sudden being, linking up with Mama Breaks. This is the lady shill. They're coming at it from a new angle. And I think the big wigs at Tops, or they see, we get some cute girls to have them get in the hobby is good for things that guys like to watch cute girls in their industry. So let's put, and you could argue what you think of Mary Gamble. That's the thinking at the top. And then I might get some shit from that. But why have they all of a sudden be the chosen ones? Why is she meeting with Tom Brady? Her channels, there's bigger channels out there. There's better channels out there. There's people that deserve that spot way more, but they gave it to fucking her. Why? Industry plants. These are plants that you're going to watch now. And I played it at the beginning when you couldn't hear me. But
not even like I got to get like a lower graded. I'm going to work my way up, but I got your 2000 card. I was really excited to have it.
Yeah, where'd you find that?
I had Billy, so it's really interesting. But
They want to give that one away.
No.
They don't want to Tom Brady's in those Philly.
Oh my gosh, they're crazy on the.
I just meet with Tom Brady now because I'm the best at cards. I know cards the best. Watch me. I changed 75 to 125. I only show my good cards. I don't show my losses.
Eagles.
They love their Eagles.
They love their Eagles.
That's my impression.
About sports and all the fans. They love the team they root for.
Exactly.
It's kind of a diehard fanatics type, religion.
Alsman running out of gas here in the third. We got the bases loaded. The Dodgers have now scored a run, and here he is in a big moment. Game 6. He has not been producing with men on base. He's one of the best baseball players of the past decade. It's your boy Mookie fucking Betts. And here we go. Gausman checking the runner at second. A long check to deliver, and it's outside for ball one. You can't walk somebody here. Maybe the Dodgers blow it open. There is 2 outs. But Mary Gamble with Tom Brady. I already thought what I thought. I already saw Mama Breaks in her comments doing fire. A couple of the other women collectors teaming up. So just like the vintage guys are going to team up, I think we're going to find a team of these top women that is now, Mama Breaks is breaking with Josh Luber. She's with Mike Mahan. She's with all those corporation. She's with that. She could easily be a little pawn in the corporation faction we went over earlier. So you already know who the second one is because I just talked about it. And some people say they like her and she's a good person. And I just hate what she's doing with cards. She's clearly targeting a demographic that's clueless or younger. And she's clearly meeting with all the corporate bigwigs to open product. And again, there's just bigger channels. There's bigger people. And maybe not, but they see it as this has been the chosen group here, this lady shill group, at least these first 2. And not just, I say crazy things and move on. So let's keep it moving. We're 55 minutes into the show. And the reality check, we'll do the second of our reality check. I don't think I reached on these guys. And maybe you'll say, okay, you're biased. You like these guys. But yeah, I do. And the reason I like these guys is I do respect when they talk. And I do respect what they have to say. And I don't view them as just corporate shills and stuff. Oh, base hit Mookie Betts. Is there going to be a play at the plate? Ohtani scores no play at the plate. 3-0 Dodgers. SCV Sports Cards. He keeps it real, man. He hasn't been around. Some of you are worried about him. I reached out to him last week. Asked if he's okay. Told him to hop on a live. He said he's all right doing his thing and he'll try to make a live. When he said try to make a live, I knew he would not be here. I knew he wouldn't be calling in. He's a 23-year-old man living life, hooking up with women, trying to navigate this crazy world. I don't know what he's doing in sports cards. Maybe he's pivoting, but SCV Sports Cards keeps it real. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether you think it's kind of lame, he wears a robe and pumps up the workout aspect. But when it comes to cards and what's on his whiteboard, It's a reality check a lot of people don't want to hear. Oh. Where are we? What are we doing? Get your life together.
Atlanta Shillbillies, yeah, we run this HQ. Sports Car HQ, we see right through you. Atlanta Shillbillies breaking every view. Cashing out the fake clout, bring the truth to the crew.
All right, relax. Oh, now we got that playing in the background too. Oh my goodness. Before we do the Atlanta Shillbillies, the obvious one. I mean, the leader of the pack, the one that, you know, just doesn't care. Someone told me T-Pac got mad at me the other day. Is that true? Is that not true? Can I clip that? Is it real? Was it fake? Was it staged? Did they coach him, open up more? Or was it just complete honesty? Is there some beef between our boy T-Pac and Jeff Wilson? I don't know. A lot of everyone I talk to, everyone has the same opinion on T-Pac. He knows cards. He's a good dude. He's one of us. He's a card guy. And then Jeff Wilson is the antithesis. He's everything that is not. I mean, he's just not that. And somehow it's the oddest pairing in sports cards. And you know, T-Pac gets a bad rap, or just, you know, he's part of that Atlanta Shillbilly crew when they're going live and doing all the stuff. And then they open breaks, and then they sell an arena club spot with him there. And it's just hot trash. So the Shillbillies, let's take another Ruggs call. He called a few times last night. We don't have any other calls. Anyone want to call in? It's 702-483-7344. Leave a voicemail. Tell me, Mikey, call in. Tell me how much I suck. It'll be fun. Let's get you kicked off with a fun voicemail. But no, tell me, be fun. Have some fun. Rant. Give me your opinion on the stables. Let's listen to Ruggs for a minute, and then we'll do some more.
I just wanted to, it's Ruggs again, sorry. I just wanted to quick follow up on my last thing, because I don't think I made a point. I truly believe that Toyota makes less vehicles than Topps makes cards. And I'm not talking to ourselves. I'm talking Toyotas. Like, it is unbelievable that they make, let's just say, $1 million on a print run. And, like, they put that stamp to 5 on there. Like, what is stamping that, first of all? Yeah. Anyways.
You're right about all of that. I mean, I
think Toyota's a better buy. Cheers, Prof.
You asked for it. You got it. Toyota. If you remember that, wow. Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on. We looked at the Wemby stuff last time, and it just, the parallels are to the umpteenth extent at this point. Does that mean there won't be some 1 of 1 or out of 5 or out of 50 that do hold some value over time? Sure. Can you guess which exact one that will be? No. And then they're competing with other cards like silver or purple that aren't numbered that people still like. So it's all, people cut. I think too long term. You know, everyone's in it to make a buck or look at their short-term investment. But I view in 20 years, none of this is going to be the same. This hype and FOMO have moved on, and you're going to be left with what's truly valuable, and that's pop count. Is it as valuable as it's hyped up today? I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of stuff too high. And what's going on the last 3 or 4 months with that video I put out, geez, I don't even know what's happening, but people are happy to own those cards. The second member of our Atlanta Shillbilly crew, let's go over here. All right. I don't watch Sky B cards. I'm not a breaker, but I've had a couple people mention Mr. Sky B cards. I was always pulling the best stuff. He's a smile and sell. You know, everything's positive. Everything's great. I'm making money. It must be good for everyone. Everyone must be happy. Everything's healthy because the money's rolling in. Well, the money doesn't always roll in. This is real life. For the 1 to 5 years, we'll see. But I'm telling you, in 15, 20 years, this is going to look far different and not bigger. I don't buy it. And all these people moving big money, buy Tom Brady and whoever is making these card shops. All right, let's see how it looks in 15 years. I don't even care if it's catering to the whales. I don't care. There's too many other options to buy. It's not going to be as big. Eventually, the marketing campaign will run dry. I'm not as well. Yeah, I'm going to move on. I don't know a lot about Sky B cards. I just know he's one of them. Definitely one of them. The Kavroom card, crazy, right? Company men. Our third company men. If you just joined us, let's just real quick highlight the stables. Here is our corporation. They're kind of at the top. They wouldn't wrestle often. They're more side and side. They're more behind the scenes. But yeah, they're all there. Then we have our firm. They all want to be in the corporation. They just can't be. They really wish they were. The algorithm army, I don't even hate any of these guys. I'm not looking as a negative here, although we have Dustin, our ad king. But this, they're really working with that YouTube algorithm, playing up that algorithm, and that's our algorithm army. Our Scrub Club, definitely the favorite of the night. They all deserve to be on that list, the Scrub Club. I got a little pushback because, somebody likes Mamba cards, and we found out he's a Forex scammer and other things in other lives. So, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And then we have our company men so far, Geo, Mojo, and our next release is, he's now part of, it's unfortunate. And this is something another hit. Oh no, this is the Blue Jays are now up. So the Blue Jays got out of the inning. It's 3-0, and the Blue Jays lead off the bottom of the third with a double. So now their bat's hopefully going to start working. Is that their first hit against Yamamoto? I'm not sure. Haven't been following that closely, but it's third inning. Clever Cuban, he was gaining momentum. People were talking about him. They were liking what he was doing. And then he joined a bigger company, Sports Card Nonsense. And now his channel, his content doesn't feel the same. There's something off about it. And he's not doing as hot with it. And so that's the tale there. You got to be careful. And maybe in the long run, he'll do just fine. And maybe it's a short-term thing because his content did come off a little different, a little more grassroots. But it just doesn't feel that way anymore. One reached on an error, I guess, for the Blue Jays maybe earlier. Chat saying, well, let's keep it going on. Clever Cuban joins the company men now with Sports Card Nonsense. Channel just feels a little bit off, not as grassroots, not as organic, and more company than collector or hobbyist. Now we have our ad king here in the company men. Jeremy Lee. Now, if you don't know Jeremy Lee, he also goes live, and he gets about the same numbers, if not a little more than myself. He's been doing it for years, and he only goes live. He doesn't make videos, and he's basically by the way, let's talk nice about Jeremy Lee first. I think Jeremy Lee's very smart. You listen to him talk. I had a conversation with him. I don't think there's any doubt that there's not a smart brain in that head. Okay, on the flip side, he is all in. He has high-end stuff. He's all in on cards being big. His content definitely focuses on that angle, and the people he brings into his lives, which are quite a few, but they're also all company men. They're also it's a platform for them to push their product, not get any tough questions, not get any fastballs, just a nice fluffy place for the company men to hang out. Yeah, I think I articulated that pretty damn well. That's how I feel about Jeremy Lee. Probably a good dude. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's very misdirected in where cards are going. I think he's pushing he wants to be very relevant. His angle is, yep, those ads make me look official. They give me some credibility. Maybe they don't, all those sponsors on his thing, but he definitely has some of the more company men, which also had a little credibility, a little stability to it. But I find it to be a very company man show. You're not going to get a lot of push on the other side. You're not going to get a lot of ways to solve the trash that's going on now. Uncle Joey doesn't agree. Brett doesn't agree. Jay Lee is smart. Too many sponsors, though. I think he is smart, but you're going to have guys like this one. You're going to have Adam Gray on there, and maybe you're going to disagree with me there. Adam Gray is heavily invested in the sports card world, in cards and in companies. And that's someone Jeremy Lee religiously has on, is another company man. And you can learn from the company man. I don't hate Geo. I find Mojo's content to be a train wreck and funny and entertaining. I find Clever Cuban to know cards. So I don't think Jeremy Lee, okay, there's no value. I just find it to be a shill platform. I find it a platform that the people come on there, like our next member of the company men. Again, Fight Me, Occasion Cardboard. He's telling you how great the Jordan market is. Okay, it's down, but he's always pushing the Jordan market in a certain angle. There's never any of the trash being thrown. There's never any of the and if he does have those guys on, he had Brian Lee, the creator of Arena Club on, and it was just a platform for Brian Lee to push Arena Club and tell you how great it was and tell you the vision and tell you why it's going to be so successful. And that's what his live is for me. When I've tuned in, that's what I'm finding. He covers all the auctions. So if you find that interesting, not a lot of people do cover all the high-end auction prices. So there's some value there. I'm not saying there's no value in his content, and he does have, a good viewership there, but I find it to be a platform for shilling the company. It's all covered. There's not much real life talk. How's the economy doing? How are other markets doing? It's all clouded through the sports card lens, and that's because they're all heavily invested. Everyone in this company, men, this is kind of their full-time job. This is what I don't know much about Cajun Cardboard, but the others, this is what they're doing. They're banking on cards being their living, and they're very invested. And so they not only maybe love cards, but they're a little biased on the future of cards, where I love cards too, but I'm not a company man. And I'm going to tell you how I really feel, because I'm not invested in it going to the moon. Would I like to see some of my cards go up? Sure. I like to still buy some cards out there so that because they don't go crazy high. Yes. But I'm also going to not have that company man vibe or outlook or perspective, because I'm not all in that, oh, my cards have to go to the moon. That's my company. That's where I'm claiming my stake here. I'm putting it down. So anyway, these are our company men so far. I agree with Rhonda. Call in at 702-483-7344. Tell me how I disagree. Tell me how I'm right. And it looks like the Dodgers might get out of this inning. Yeah, that's to the gap. So the Blue Jays will score 1. It's now, I might be behind because I saw it in chat first. So it's 3-1, man on first, 2 outs. We got a ball game. We got a baseball game. 6:07 here in the West Coast time. Friday, I had today off, which was nice. I relaxed. I did a lot of things for the channel. I'm working on the echo, and you guys couldn't hear me. I don't think the echo solved. I think I have to do a few things and restart my computer. Hopefully solves the echo. A lot of bigger tech problem than I thought. Company men, Scrub Club. Let's go to Reality Check. The third member of the Reality Check. Again, call me biased, call me not. But, I don't love the breaking, and I probably wouldn't even love his breaking room. But he has a solid community. He does it right. He tells it how it is. When he doesn't like product, he's the first to admit it in his room. And I think he does breaking the right way and creating a community. You don't have to buy from me. You don't have to buy anything. Come to hang out. Come for the vibes. Hate me, like me, disagree that James should be on the Reality Check list, but it was kind of hard to fit him in elsewhere. He's not, I don't view him as a company man. He's not shilling and pushing and showing up to national like he's media. Boy, that was rocked, but just warning track power, and the Dodgers get out of the inning. So anyways, Run Good Life is I'm not going to spend too much time defending or any of this, but he's the third of the Reality Check. I think he keeps it real in his channel. I think he's built a loyal following, and people respect him for that. And then he's okay. Yeah, I don't watch. I've never watched. It's not my content. I have no interest in watching new product being broken and ripped open. But the people that do, you mentioned Pac-Man and you mentioned Run Good Life, and every single person I've had 95% of the people I've mentioned this to that have an opinion, they all love Run Good Life and they all think Pac-Man's a joke. And so that's kind of where my intel comes from is, Pac-Man's got a loyal following. And Charles says I'm featured in Run Good Life's latest video. I did not know that. Maybe we'll check that out after I'm done rolling through. So we've done an hour 8. Now, Mikey wants me to spend 20 minutes on every fucking guy. We're an hour and 8 minutes and we're not even done. So, I mean, what do you want me to be here? 5 hours to do this show? I don't understand. And my videos are far from anything crazy. I spend 2 hours in research. I bring visuals. I bring receipts for anything I'm saying. So I don't know why you think anything I say is crazy. We have 2 more in the company men category, and that's where I'm going to put our guy Teapot. Teapot, I'm not going to put him in the group with Jeff where it's the shillbillies, because he's not just that. He's just not. But at this point, he is a company man, especially with Jeff in that group and with Market Movers. And I'm not saying he's always biased, and I do think he kind of is one of us, a card guy, but he got wrapped into the wrong group. And so he is at this point a company man. And again, I don't even hate all these company men, and I don't think there's not value in their content, but I do think they're biased. I do think they're all in. And I do think for the most part, they're generally wanting cards to continue to go up and shilling that product and pushing that narrative.
Atlanta Shillbillies, yeah, we run this HQ. Sports Car HQ, we see right through you.
All right, who's next in the Smile and Sell Syndicate? We have Jabs. Now, if full transparency, in about 2019, before COVID, before card content started popping off, I found Jabs and watched all of his content. Okay, he's opened some of the new baseball project. It wasn't crazy expensive at that point. I got to, just like you guys, say, okay, I could see some of the new product. But then as I watched more of Jabs, I realized he Yeah, it wasn't for me. It didn't speak to me. It didn't talk to me. There was something, too big of a push on certain things, and it didn't work for me. Now you might like Jabs, you might know some more dirt on Jabs. I don't follow. You could go back to the old story of him leaving his wife for cards, or his wife leaving him for cards. Just too all into the cards. But he breaks stuff on his channel. He shows you what's being open. He also goes to the shows and shows you some high-end stuff. It just wasn't for me. I do think he's a smile and sell at this point. He's very invested. He wants you to buy. He's all positive. And I'm putting Jabs here. Jabs is on the worst slide. Jabs' brother is better. I don't know. Jabs has a background. Jabs is unwatchable. Jabs is a company man. So it seems like you agree with me that Jabs is a smile syndicate at this point. Again, I couldn't really fit. I didn't know where to put these five. We'll cover them at the end. Maybe you could tell me, and maybe they just don't belong in a stable. And that's always that always can happen. Another smile and sell syndicate. Yo, boy. He does use the kids. That's a big angle for him. He is pushing stuff to a younger demographic. He almost doubles down on everything, triples down on everything. And some might say, they liked watching him open a card shop. And back in 2020, I'm discovering all these people. Hey, okay, I'll watch his content, see what he's doing really quick. Bro, why is this guy opening every fucking national pack? And why is he pulling the best card in the entire set? This is weird stuff. Whether he can help that or not, it's still in. His reactions were just garbage. His reactions look fake. I've reached out to a lot of these guys, and it's no ego. I'm not coming from an ego perspective. It's not that, my channel, they won't call in, they won't come in, they won't talk to me. No, it's most people can be honest, and they know they're going to have, they're going to get hit with some questions. And the people that haven't hit me back are Jeff and Card Collector 2 Ryan. And why? Because they can't be honest. They can't be truthful. Even Pac-Man hit me back. He won't have an audio conversation with me. He won't have a phone call conversation with me. He'll just do some texting back. But I left it open. Hey, I know you can't talk now. Maybe hopefully one day in life you can. Life is long. I kind of tried to keep an open thing for 5 years down the road. When he realizes what he was doing, and we have a great conversation. But Ryan didn't reach back, nor did Jeff, and pretty much everyone else has been more than willing to talk. Even our boy, or your boy Jeremy Lee. I mean, we had a 2-hour conversation. It was off camera, and I got to know him, and he got to know me. And I didn't want to have an opinion on our guy here without talking to him. And now I have my opinion, But so these two definitely are on the smile and sell syndicate, and it really is. It's a tell-all that they won't even respond back, or let alone come on, but they won't even respond back. And I think this is, oh boy, that's Jabs. All right, I was going to delete him. Where's our guys? No, that's not him. Well, we'll release him. You already know who the last guy is then. But Backyard Breaks goes on this. He's been, not in the news recently, but he's definitely all in. Definitely a terrible. Yeah, I don't want to say definitely terrible for the hobby, but not great in my views for the hobby. Just pushing breaks, pushing the high end. A lot of that high end stuff, like Kyler Murray or whoever quarterback he was so big, and all these young guys were big on. They just lost their ass on. But it doesn't matter, because they're just selling more and more product and getting more and trying to get more and more young people in. That's their goal. That's the hope. Let's say, and it really sucks. CoffeeZilla came out with the video yesterday exposing the gambling world and how it's wrong, and the demographic it's targeting, and all the bullshit. And it's like, that's the big one right now. That's so Card just gets to kind of float under it. I would love to get to CoffeeZilla and have them break the sports card story to millions, but it just, Cards is flying under that radar with gambling being such in the scene right now. That there's bigger fish to fry. The last of the ladies shill. Oh man, I'll get some hate from Ziggy here, but Kayla collects. She's on the field at a baseball game. She's all over the place. She's I don't know if she's quite like the other two, but they're all three commenting on each other's stuff and the support. And, again, Tom Brady and Josh Luber and Mike Mahan, Michael Rubin. It's almost as if the corporation was their puppets. They're the puppets of the corporation. The shills. The corporation knows what they're doing. They have some experience in the game. They're not always going to do things in good fashion or on the surface fashion. Boy, we're winding down. We're finally getting to the end of the factions. What have I missed? What have I not uncovered? The last reality checked. Our last company man. You know, I like Ty Wilson. I think Ty Wilson has knowledge. I think Ty Wilson gets it. I think Ty Wilson has done a great job in producing Chasing Cardboard. That's the only content that's actual TV show worthy or actual worthy of other people outside of cards to really get invested in and have an emotional tie-in. I do think he's definitely a company man, though. You know, he's all in. This is what he does. Is he pretty honest? Well, I do think for the most part, you know, I don't find him to be shilling, and he's not part of the shillbillies, but he's definitely a company man. And again, just because you make a certain slide doesn't mean I don't love the content. I don't watch the content, but I do, you know, respect Ty. For the most part, I respect Gio. I don't like Gio doing Arena Club stuff on his channel. I don't like Gio pairing with Boston Card Hunter. Boston Card Hunter would have made the Scrub Club. So, you know, but it doesn't mean, you know, Jeremy Lee, again, some people disagreed, but I think what I said is honest and real. But that doesn't mean there's not value in some other people's content, even though it's not my favorite. The last of the reality check, fight me on it, but I'm going to put Chris Sewell. He's not he's a dealer. He's been a dealer since, you know, early 2010s, 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. He never took a different attitude. He's always kept reality. His videos, you know, are trying to show some oddities or some weird things with numbered stuff. And so I find him to be in the reality check. And that's this base. This is our stable here for the reality check. Give me a hell yeah. And I guess we finish here. Is this our last one? We did it all. We did it. We did it. We hung in there. You couldn't hear me the first 8 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 26, 30, 34, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 47 different content creators or people in the hobby in this wrestling group. Of course, it's Pac-Man. Pac-Man will not come on. He won't have an audio conversation. He's a smile and sell. Look how great the product is. It's okay. We lost 20 grand. It's okay. We lost 10 grand. It doesn't affect me. I have nothing to lose on this. When you're putting 10 or 20 grand in, well, you have some money to be lost there. So this is our smile and sell syndicate. These are all the stables. Part of the world. I could not. Does anyone want to chime in on any of these 5 guys? Anyone say, hey, they belong there or they belong here? I could not find a spot for any of these 5. We have Blabin, we have Phil, we have American Arbitrage and Scotty B, and I'm just not quite sure where I'd fit them in any of those stables. I don't think there is anywhere to fit them in, and so I'm just leaving them off the stable list. They're somewhere else. Off in their own little group. Maybe this is a stable in its own. I don't know, but we got 95 watching, competing with the World Series and kids knocking on your door for Halloween. Vlad Guerrero up, bottom of the 4th. Blue Jays lead 3-1. People like American Arbitrage. Anyone I've talked to says he's a real good guy. So I found some of his views to be interesting. He was honest. He was here in a previous live. He's like, yeah, some of it is rinse and repeat. And, you know, I mean, that's how content works. If you watch South Park, yeah, it's very creative and new, but it's South Park. If you watch Family Guy, you watch Family. So if you watch American Arbitrage, you know, he's not selling you stuff. He's not shilling stuff. Sometimes I find it interesting and stuff. Yeah, I think next week we'll be back to over 100 viewers a show at one time. But we all week this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we're all World Series games. Tonight is Halloween. So I have Tuesday, we'll have a great show with Mike Petty and definitely not Gio. Mike Petty is the opposite of Gio, but Mike Petty in Orlando will call in Tuesday. I have a friend calling in who's also part of the chat, David C. We had a great conversation. He wants to give a take on Tuesdays. We have some good callers for Tuesday, hoping to figure out that Echo by Tuesday. I have a feeling anyone calls in, the Echo will still be there, but we're an hour 20 in. We've did it. We'll go through one last recap. The Shillbillies. Let's play the song one more time. Last time you have to sit through it, but let's just play that little part because, well, we're moving on from our Shillbillies.
And the Shillbillies coming in, expose the rules. Atlanta Shillbillies, yeah, we run this HQ. Sports Car HQ, we see right through you. Atlanta Shillbillies breaking every view.
All right, so we got 10 more minutes, maybe we won't go 2 hours. I want to watch any of this game, but we do have we're closing on 100 viewers. Compete with the Halloween Super Bowl. I do have other things. I wanted to highlight this. Let's go to, so this is our Atlanta Shillbilly crew. We have the Lady Shill. I don't really like what Mary Gamble's doing now, meeting with Tom Brady. Mama Breaks, excuse me, is he gets all the high end stuff, all the big. She's with all the big corporation people. We have our reality check group. I find these four to be the most real of anyone on the stables here. Our company men. It doesn't mean they're terrible. It doesn't mean I hate them, but it does mean their takes are a bit biased. They're all in, and they need sports cards to keep going up and be relevant. We have our Scrub Club. I stand by any of these in the Scrub Club. Someone in chat kind of fought against the Mamba cards, or Mama. What is it? What's his damn name? Mamba cards, but just terrible content. Terrible. We have our algorithm army. They're working, they're pushing, they're trying hard. Do I agree? Do I love with all of it? Sometimes no. Do I respect the fact they're on the grind? Yes. The firm, they all want to be in the higher stable, the corporation. This guy you probably don't recognize, he's the president of the Whatnot Sports Division, and he needs to do better. Josh Luber's trying to shill a toy to you. That's not going to work. I do think Brian Gray has some substance, knowledge, experience. I'd love to get him on the show, but I do find him part of that firm. And then we have Gary V. Finally, the corporation, and we did it. We did it. That's the list. You made the list. And maybe too many plugs here. Last one. All right, so I'll give it. I try to spread the love, spread the awareness. What other channel is going to give a shout out or tell you about Sports Card Clubhouse? MICKEY, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. I mean, it's going to be a little soft, going to be a little dry, but it's going to be Mickey Mouse, the Sports Card Clubhouse, and it's these guys teaming together. Some of these vintage creators. Here we have So again. Here we are with almost 100 people in here. 1,000 people are going to watch this, maybe more. And I'm shouting out somebody else's stuff. Have I watched a bit? No. Will I watch a bit? Probably not. But we have this crew that started. I didn't like that he's doing one with Adam Gray, because that starts to move into the company man spot. So he's calling him a great creator of small content. I don't know. It's biased content because he wants sports cards to do well. He's all in. It's all bias. It's all a corporate shill, all the company man. So we have a vintage vibe guy with the company man. It doesn't work for me. But that's what they're doing. I did look at the gem rate site, and it's just very telling. This was as of October 30th. You have 89,000 cards being graded with PSA. Half of those are probably TCG, which is already down 5% with this number. And you have SGC, who's up 16%, but they just graded 2,000, by far the least. Less than half of what Beckett did. That's very few. It's very telling. Their business is suffering from being bought out by PSA. They're not pushing SGC. SGC is doing really poor numbers. And if we scroll down, I found this interesting. I think this is all grading companies combined, not just PSA, but you have, it doesn't show me a percentage of the market. Well, you can see clearly more than half, close to 2/3 of what's being graded is TCG stuff. You have 267,000 TCG cards graded to just 60,000 baseball, 48,000 football, and 42,000 basketball. If you add those three sports up, they still don't hit what TCG is grading. So that market, a lot of the hype, a lot of the FOMO, a lot of the idiots have moved over to TCG, and they're going to be sorely let down. And there'll be a symbiotic relationship. When TCG falls, it's not going to mark good things for sports cards either. But it is interesting to see that over almost 2/3 of the stuff being graded right now is TCG and card game stuff. I don't think, this was a very good Reddit post from 2 years ago. There's just a lot of good knowledge down here. What are we doing here? My mind is a bit fried after that, but an hour and a half. We'll listen to one more Ruggs comment, because he called in a few times and we've done 2 of them. So let's listen to the third one. Why not?
All right, dude. Last thing, because I just opened an envelope.
Not the last thing.
What is going on with these thick cards, man? Like, that's not a card. That's a fucking notepad. Like, do you remember, I don't even know if they still do it, but back in the day when you'd win a shitty prize at the fair and it was a picture and like they wouldn't even put it in a frame. It was just like a thick chunk of cardboard. And I'm guessing that these fucking dents on the side, like, do I get dinged for that? Is my
So yes, I mean, when you get like a book and you have to open it to see the card and okay, it's 2 players or 1 player in there. I'm not a fan. I mean, some people might like it. I'm not a fan. I mean, how thick are we talking on this card? Some thick cards, all right. But yeah, you get to a point where they're too thick. Ohtani is up to bat. It's the bottom of the 5th. He does make contact, hits it over to right field. It's going to be an out. So top 5th, excuse me, 1 out. Dodgers lead 3-1. So I did find another post here. This is a TCG post 2 months ago. PSA offer and cash offer. And again, there's just a lot of good, valuable information on how people are seeing the industry down here. I'm not a fan of grading in general, but do you still? Well, let's see what he said, because it was a good post. First off, I want to put it out there. I like PSA. I think that generally they do a good job and have never had any major issues after dozens of submissions. I will also acknowledge that I have not always had the same experience, or not others have had the same experience. However, on top of PSA selling graded items, it's unsettling to say the least, and in my opinion, a conflict of interest. So again, other people read the situation the same way me or you do. And this is Mikey thinking I'm just saying something crazy and not doing any homework and not having any research and not reading what the community is fucking saying. But this is not me. This has nothing to do with sports cards. It has to do with PSA through TCG. And you see they're grading more TCG cards anyhow. And other people are also saying this guy even likes PSA. He's never had a problem. But PSA's also pivoted in the past 6 months to a year, and everyone just being sheep about it, just accepting it as if status quo and it's what's always been done. It's not what's always been done. They're being greedy. A company that provides a service determining the value of an item and therefore holds influence and control on the market should not be directly involved in selling those same items. PSA in any capacity should not be involved in the sale of any item that themselves they had graded, regardless of whether they are acting as a middleman, third party, or through a bounty procurement system. There are a plethora of other controversial practices surrounding PSA, but this is, to me, by far the one that is the most unethical. How do others feel? So someone is going to taking their time out of their day to writing this because other people feel the same way. The owner of PSA stated that PSA is not a buyer. The buyer of PSA Vault integrated companies like Courtyard. Oh, good. Great to partner with GameStop and Power Packs. This is going to be great for business, but bad for you and me. That's a long hit, but just foul. Let's see. I have a friend who will clean and send out his cards through PSA for people. He's been a partner with PSA for years and had overcome a very good at calling out what grade it will get. Since they've offered this, he notices that once would be a 9 or 10 being a 6 or 8. Just seems odd. The grade scales have dropped. I don't know. There's a lot of controversy over it, and it should be talked about, and it should not be looked over and just, okay, PSA is the leader, because there are some valid complaints or issues with it. I wanted to look at, this will be a 1-minute segment. The Raiders suck. We have the Jaguars. We're coming off the bye. I think the Raiders are I think the Jaguars are like a 2.5 point favorite. If I was a betting man, I'd be taking the Jaguars to beat my Raiders. The Raiders just suck this year. Maybe coming off a bye, it'll be different, but they lost 31-0. They lost 40-6. We lost to the Bears on a blocked field goal. I was there. So I think that's a loss. I think we lose to the Broncos. I think we lose to the Cowboys. Maybe we beat the Browns. Maybe there's one win. We lose to the Chargers, lose to the Broncos, lose to the Eagles, lose to the Texans. Let's say we beat the Giants. Let's just say there's 2 wins baked in there. So the Raiders are going to win 4 games this year. Lucky us. Maybe we could pair some more talent with Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, Ashton Genty. There's some talent there. Just such a waste of talent. All right. 2.5 hours. I feel like I've done my thing here. I don't know if hardcore you want to call in now, maybe give a couple takes. But that's kind of the show. That's where I was. We didn't go over this Reddit post, which Ohtani rookie card is the card. And this was from 2 years ago. And, he's pointing out some base stuff here. Not even the good stuff. None of this will be the card. None of it. None of the base stuff, unfortunately, that I like to collect. That's the average man's stuff, none of it will be the card. It'll all be the more rare stuff that most people can't afford. I'd say the 2008 Topps Series 2. And then it's the other thing I wanted to highlight in this post is just all over the place. Nobody knows. Some people think it's the Bowman. Some people think it's Topps Series 2. Bowman was out there first. Some people think it's opening day was released. Definitely not opening day. Here we have Bowman Chrome. So the Topps flagship is always the one to be considered. Agreed on Topps flagship. I don't necessarily agree with that in this day and age. No one wants that Topps flagship. What do we have? I consider it to be Series 2 Topps. This guy posts Topps Heritage. It's definitely not that. So anyways, that's where we'll end the show. I'll take some callers. Anyone want to call in, extend, but I think we did a good solid hour and a half. We could go scroll Instagram. I always find things out that way. That's kind of a good way to finish. Okay, I don't care. Oh, there's our boy here.
With my son. Say hi, hey.
What do you know? Hey, no one escapes. No, none of these guys that are the company men. You got to show them. Will Gio start using Theo at one point? I hope not.
Burgers with Adam is what we're doing right now, episode number 734. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about
Shut your damn mouth.
News that Panini is for sale.
Okay, let's see. I've heard conflicting things. Gio came straight to me. No, it's not. Let's see what Adam Gray has. I think they're on the same page. So I'm going to think Adam Gray is going to also have some insight saying it's not for sale, but let's hear it.
It sounds like they're hiring some people to help them, some consultants to help them figure that out. And immediately everybody else has sort of like said, okay, it's probably going to be Topps. It might be Topps. We heard that especially toward the beginning of the
hey, have fun.
Finding out the Topps had the license, and now sort of everybody's thinking,
Jesus Christ, can you get to the point, Mr. Blue Eyes? Come on, bro.
About that again. Could it be Topps that's purchasing them? What I want to talk to you guys about today, while I wait for my takeout here. Hey guys.
This is what we're doing. This is no visuals, no receipts. He's got some insight on the insider side, but we're going to talk to you in the car. I'm just going to spew. I'm just going to talk as if it's if that's the most relevant thing to do, as if cards are that big, where I'm just going to talk to you in my car and I'm going to get views.
Guys, is
and what do I know? Maybe he's doing great. I don't like it.
And when I say should, I don't know if that's exactly the right word, because I think everybody might have different thoughts on this, but I wanted to share some of my thoughts on how it will influence us. I typically think about things more from a longer term perspective, from a perspective as somebody who likes to own cards for a long term. I don't think as much about it from the perspective of like, oh,
I don't give a shit. So Joe Thomas is now has to sign all the cards. I love watching these because eventually, these guys don't want to spend all the time signing the fucking cards. And then they pass it off. Not Joe Thomas, though. That's the real signature. The man's signature.
If you sell a lot of cards on eBay, this setup will help you so much.
That is a cool little thing. I like that. Let's see.
Picked these up yesterday at IKEA, and the parts listed here make it a complete game changer.
$800 though? Is that what I saw real quick? 800?
Now everything's organized and fits 2 5-row boxes. I can find what I need in seconds.
First of all, 2 5-row. All right.
Instead of shuffling through piles of boxes.
Do I need to take a trip to IKEA? Is that $800? I'm not spending $800 on this though.
Makes pulling sold cards easy, like this Crosby Rookie Year insert from this morning's sales. So if you've been looking for the perfect solution, look no further.
All right, one more time.
If you sell a lot of cards on eBay, this setup will help you so much. Picked these up yesterday at IKEA, and the part
800. What it was 802, not the price. No prices. $64, $29, no price on the base. And they were all separate pieces here. Anyway, that is a cool setup. I gotta say, I like that setup. It would clean things up for me quite a bit. At least it's Halloween, folks. Mike Mahan. That isn't Mike Mahan. That must be his son. We're going to post it onto our Instagram for cards. Oh, another one. Steve Aoki, a real... Yeah. This guy's saying he's making 6 figures on cards. I mean, hey, making money's fun. It's good. Now, are you selling 6 figures worth and profiting 10 grand? What exactly? I want to know. I don't care anymore, brother. Happy Halloween. Now is that card all messed up? I love it. A freaking PSA 1 Hank Aaron rookie card. No messing with that. No Kurt card care on that. That's the real one. That's how it survived. That's how it actually looks. Please never crack it. Please never fix it. Don't ever sell that to Kurt's card.
Looking good. I heard you were here.
Oh, our favorite. Now he's going to do it to an older gentleman who doesn't know shit about cards. Well, maybe he's a genius on cards. He's not coming to this guy if he knows cards.
I just had to say, man, I can't tell you enough how much I love what you're doing. Thank you. And love.
He gives cards to kids. You know, it's just great. It's beautiful. It's emotionally manipulating. And this guy can't see it.
How you're doing. Trying my best. It's different, man. I mean, you're pouring some.
It's not different. It's what the other guys in his niche are doing exactly.
Life into this hobby. I mean, it ain't like it's weak or not having anything going on, but I'm not altogether sure you understand just the effect you have.
Oh, yeah, garbage effect. You know, let's get everyone gambling. Let's get them all gambling.
How dare you? She's a nice lady.
Most cards sold last 7 days by the Market Mover app. We have Cooper Flag. Ain't that a bummer? Ain't that a bitch? Anyone that bought it now, ooh-wee. That's not going to be good when other stuff comes out. Bottom of the 5th, Blue Jays trail Yamamoto pitching another gem, 1 run. It's 3-1 Dodgers. Bottom 5. Blue Jays need some runs. They're all Cooper Flag or VJ Edgecombe. They're all this Topps product. And once the better Topps products come out, whatever sold here is going to go way down.
It's a little bit football, baseball, basketball.
Young men don't really know. They got the case, the bullshit. This is what the youth is doing. Hey, have fun with your life doing this.
Okay. It's kind of organized. It is organized? Yeah, pretty much. All right, so I'm going to try to keep it organized too.
At least this guy looks over 18. A lot of the guys he's doing this with is under 18.
I'm normally not very successful with that. I may mix up all the cards. You can't have that one.
I can't have that one?
Nope, it's mine. I actually pulled that when I was
Scrub Club! Oh, I love the cards.
Oh, I thought you were talking this one.
He doesn't even want any of their cards, right? I mean, this is not good enough for him. Your stuff's not good enough. None of your stuff's ever going to be good enough. But he's going to give you something free to make it for content and make you feel good.
Oh, no. Oh, this one you can have. Yeah, you can have that one.
You can just have... Oh!
Check out the condition.
Oh, wait, what? You could have that one? I don't think so.
Of it. That's the nicest authentic you will ever see in your life.
Who's Henry? You want to hear a story? No. This is a legit story. So a lady I work with, she went to Braves game. Oh, I did tell you that story. They had all these stories.
There's another kid in the content. You got to. That's our customer base. That's who we got to get to. Get those kids. Get them spending. Adults are too smart. Just these dumbass dads who think they going along with it. They don't know any better.
Statues of a guy named Aaron everywhere. I'm like, Henry Aaron?
Who's Aaron? Yeah, I got distracted. So I completely messed all this up. See, you can't trust me. You can't trust me with organizational skills. I throw my laundry on the floor. Laundry doesn't go there.
I'm over it. Vegas just got a new hotspot for collectors. Oh my, they're going to keep more card shops, more breakers until finally they don't have a customer base. They're all competing against each other. Was that same guy trading with Talon just a minute ago? Look at this bullshit. Oh, they opened another one. Crossing. Spring Mountain Road. It's going to compete with Triple Eight. It's going to compete with Legacy. It's going to compete with Paradise Break. It's going to compete with Dark Side. It's going to compete with every other, the 7 other card shops that have opened up here in Vegas. Good luck. Good luck.
Jeez, no manga. Color blast.
Oh, our favorite guy of the world. He's always ringing my doorbell. Oh, it's Halloween. Someone's ringing my doorbell for the first time. Oops, a daisy. I should have turned off that light. I gave all my candy to the students yesterday. We don't really get, I was here last year. We don't really get, it's not I'll get 2 doorbells all night. But yep, I got nothing for you and the lights are on. I'm a jerk. Do I have some candy that the kids gave me? I do. Now I feel a little bad.
Zach Edie Blue.
Zach Edie Blue, go get it. Go get it. I'm Pac-Man. Go get it. Ooh, error, Mookie Betts going towards second base. It would have been a tough play backhand. Let's see if they give him an error. But with 2 outs, the Blue Jays do get a runner on. And let's see if that ends up biting him in the ass. But there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. I'm not sure if they'll call this an error. It's not a backhand. He should have made this play. It went off his glove. Definitely an error.
Color Blast gets me feeling a different type of way. Hero, guys, always.
Does it really? Shut up. We looked yesterday how many. Oh, another Tyler Hero auto is not a rookie auto, but they're going to put it in every product his whole life, and they're going to be worthless.
This is my progression through eBay.
I don't even want. I mean, come on. Come on.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
As a brand new account, buyers had no reason to trust me. As a result,
everyone wants to show you how they did it. Everyone wants to show you how theirs. Everyone wants to show you how good their business is. Good luck with that fucking shit.
I priced my items at or below market price to make sales. But after fees and shipping,
I can't. I think. Oh, she's whispering again to you. She's whispering again. I'm whispering. Buy the Disney. Buy the Disney.
At all costs. And we're going crazy. We're just gonna hit.
Just buy the Disney, folks. I'm a plant. I'm gonna whisper to you.
Hit you with the hit right away.
Dude, no. Fuck that. I'm out of here. On that note, an hour, 40 minutes success. No callers. All me tonight. It was fun. Thank you for being here. Game 6 of the World Series. It looks like it might go the Dodgers' way. We'll be lucky enough to have a Game 7. This is Scrub Club written all over it. The female shill, the plants. She's in it with all the big people. She's open anything you could give her, she'll open. She doesn't care. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't like it. Have a great night. Thanks for being here, guys. It was a fun Friday night. Enjoy your Halloween. And Orlando, I appreciate it. I look forward to speaking with you Tuesday. I'll have some topics. Maybe you bring a couple topics, and we'll go back and forth. Guys, have a great night, and I will see you guys Tuesday. And we'll see you with Orlando and Petty baseball cards. A little shout out to Mangini. Have a great night, guys.